Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to continue where we left off from our last video, and we're going to begin working on the mission Eyewitness. So we have to meet Hadrian and New Atlantis in the Mass District. Get to the root of all this crap with the UC Terrormorph bullshit. Here we go, let's land there. I was on the fence of starting another faction one that we have for something called Ryujin Enterprises, but I figured we might as well close the book on one of them before we start opening others. So I want to knock out this one. I want to end up knocking out the Crimson Fleet ones and the whole SysDef thing.
Seems like everyone always has somewhere
and then I
want to
work
big city.
All right. Here she is. Let's see what she's got to say.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC, it's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Was not expecting that. I mean, a clone? Expecting kind of like, I don't know, going their direction of like a synth where she wasn't related to anyone, but like in Fallout, it's, I mean, I guess a synth was a clone too of a person, but wasn't expecting that. Are there others from your program still out there, other clones?
I'm the last. A few of my siblings, they passed when we were young. Training accidents and the like. But most of the rest were deployed to the front lines during the Colony War, and they never came back. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what the world would look like with them still in it.
Or that's what they told her, and they're still around somewhere, or they got away.
A non-trivial amount of gene editing. Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world. He and I are different on more than a few levels, but there's no denying the fact we're inextricably linked.
I'm thinking back to one of our videos where we talked to like the bartender who was disgruntled about what happened with the war and everything, and how they killed that guy. Like, he was martyred for the peace treaty, and they did it to make clones of him or something. It's pretty insane. Yeah, this Ve Victus must have been an impressive commander for them to want to clone him. So I think they succeeded, and more interested in what this has to do with us addressing the cabinet. Let's use that one.
I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, It could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
What did your father do to merit being executed? That's a fair question.
He had his men open fire on civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne. A battle that he ultimately ended up losing anyway, devastating the UC fleet and bringing the colony war to an ugly end for the UC. But he's also the one who ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport during their outbreak, condemning countless lives. Both sides agreed the settled systems would be better without him.
Well, I guess all sides, considering there's that House Faroon. Well, I thought my family was messed up, using me to distract them. Not sure I can blame them. This family of yours doesn't sound like they were paragons of virtue. You're not your father. If the cabinet doesn't see that, it's their problem, not yours. Yeah, for holding back all this information, tell me right before a meeting. Doesn't kind of, doesn't give me much trust in her, you know, so I wanted to be sarcastic. Yeah, I'll choose this one.
That's not an unfair assessment. But what we're doing now, I'm really trying to set some things right here. So your help means a lot more than I figured you might realize. I just thought you ought to know. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
A lot of selections. Your eyes, they're red. Is that a result of the cloning? That's a good question. I thought she was part alien or something.
That's actually a souvenir from my time on Mars. The Red Devils unit I was a part of, they were founded by recruits who'd worked some of Mars' deepest mines. Folks used to adversity. The dust at those depths, it seeps into everything. The human eye included. Where the name Red Devils came from in the first place. It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had to do a stint in the mines before they could join up. The Devils were always talked about in such revered tones during my training, so as soon as I was old enough, I signed up. And the eyes were my parting gift.
Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. Tell me anything more about your father?
I mean, we never spent a lot of time together. He was too busy being fleet admiral to deal with kids. I was raised by a pair of guardians instead. Until his defeat during the colony war, though, he was known as an extremely effective commander. Savvy, perceptive. That mind opened a lot of doors for him. And for me, too. But Victus, for all his ability, was heartless. Ruthless to a fault. In the end, that's what cost him his life.
Kinda sounds like it. Let's see, any suggestions on what I should say to the cabinet?
Well, thinking about it more, I suspect there'd be value in sharing the fact that the Terrormorph project was, well, a failure. There's no need to be afraid of this data being weaponized. Knowing that should calm some of the cabinet's fears and make it easier for us to dispel any suspicions the other factions might have about our intentions.
Let's see, so honestly, what are the risks of us assessing data?
Eye strain from the amount of reading I've got on the horizon if we succeed. The Terrormorph project never went anywhere. It couldn't. They're deadly creatures, but they aren't xenoweapons. The cabinet not opening the archives is probably a bigger risk than them handing over the files. That data itself isn't dangerous, which probably wouldn't be a bad point for us to bring up, should the opportunity arise.
Well, you guys know more about that than I do, so I don't have any other questions, and I'm pretty much done handling my business. Let's move forward.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
Cabinet Chambers, Interstellar Affairs.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Thanks, don't keep my ship fueled. Just following orders, Hadrian made it clear addressing the issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terrormorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Great. The person who has really no opinion on it just wants to kill these things and get rid of them. Let's see my options. Remind me what's kept in these archives. Just here to talk about what happened. Hadrian's along with the grand plans. We need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible Terrormorph apocalypse. We're still trying to figure out what we're facing. We can't make an informed decision without data. These both sound viable. But this isn't bad to ask. Remind me what's kept in these archives.
All knowledge related to the technologies banned by the UC and the Freestar Collective after the Colony War resides in the archives, including the aforementioned Terrormorph data you and Hadrian are after. I want to know what you, someone with less direct involvement in the Armistice, sees as the purpose behind granting said access.
That leads me back to these two. I mean, if it happened before, it can happen again. I'm gonna choose this one.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terrormorph seem at all alarming to you?
Well, yeah, no shit. It killed everybody there and took 1,000,000 bullets to kill. I only know what I was told. It's tissue matching, one's from Londinian. But yeah, I'll go with the first option.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Let's see, if it were me, I wouldn't grant the request. Archives are sealed for a reason. Personally, I would wait. We don't have enough information yet. Yes, as the fear is the data being weaponized, the Terrormorph program failed. The data is not dangerous. There's a chance what happened on Tau Ceti could happen elsewhere. We need to grant the request. Maybe supervised. I mean, wouldn't be a bad option if they're really worried about, you know, too much stuff being, you know, accessed. But I'm probably going to go with this first option here.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terrormorphs.
Terrormorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two,
Yep.
we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am.
Can do.
Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Let's do it. How's this door? Move, dudes. Nat station.
You! Son, the EM rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop! That's it. We're trying to hit him with everything you've got.
Please! Can't stop!
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I can take some things off your hands.
Let's see, so I gotta give him some of my weapons, huh? This is the only EM weapon I have. Everything else is deadly. Well, at least I took that from him. I'm gonna let him return.
Will do, boss. Got a message home to write anyway. Your history!
That's fair.
That's
Heather was killing one of them. Okay, just pacify them or what?
Off they go.
Okay, so I just gotta keep going until they're completely. That okay.
thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terrormorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terrormorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
God damn it. This means I need to worry about you turning on me.
I honestly was just wondering the same thing. But no, you don't need to worry about me. I've had a Terrormorph try it on me before. I'm not susceptible. So we'll just have to make sure to watch out for each other down there.
Sounds like we need a hustle.
Let's do it.
Matt's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Yeah, shit. Let's favorite this stupid thing so I'm not killing people by mistake. I'm gonna replace my AK. We'll walk in with this just in case. Don't want to be killing people. You know, not by mistake. Only if they deserve it.
God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and full firepower. Let's move. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
Apologize for that Xbox lag. I think it's just Starfield. My Series X.
You might back up. Just stand there.
I don't got this problem with any other game. No. Y'all are gonna want to move. Bliss, what is this, Far Cry 5? This is my strongest shot. Done at least like 30 round or 30 shells. Explosive rounds.
All sides! They're all around us! Pull back!
There we go.
It's got me! It's got me!
This was just one of them attacking the city. There's like a horde. Everyone's fucking dead. Fuck this thing.
There's one right there! Kill it!
Watch out!
Come on. There we go. Approach the officer in charge.
Then, our experts. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad. We're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Okay. Speak to the fire team.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
You two have any experience with Terrormorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
Yeah, I don't want to help him. You two stay put.
Your call. We're on the line.
Yeah, I don't need it. You running in and getting killed. You're running in my way. Damn, that thing fucking ate up my ass. Great. Let's see, like 10 levels lower, but it's still gonna take just as much fucking damage.
Look alive, Captain!
Every last one.
It's like over 300 damage. And it barely does anything to itself. Ridiculous.
Stop! Stop! Don't shoot! We're friendly!
Dude, you're right in the circle and you're not even getting hit. I'm shooting blanks. Alright, one more of these fuckers. Oh man, I didn't even do shit to it. My sniper doesn't look barely. Barely anything. Pistol's doing more damage. My damn shotgun.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
Let's go talk to Sergeant Yumi.
They weren't kidding about you two. The universe put the right people in the right place.
So remember who saved your tail is on a day's work.
Like hell it is. I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terrormorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Report to President Abello in the mass cabinet chambers.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
Mass district. Here we go. How convenient, though, when we're talking about Terrormorphs. The Terrormorph attack happens. And something more is going on here. Cabinet chambers, interstellar affairs. Starting to wonder if she can summon them or something. Like she wants revenge on the universe or galaxy or whatever for them killing her dad or whatever. I don't know. That's just my assumption.
Thank you, gentlemen. let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things we should discuss.
Those creatures killed UC citizens. They're not killing anymore.
Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terrormorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
I take my gratitude and credits, real estate or luxury. True. But I'll just be civil.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now,
How could you have known?
today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terrormorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Typical. Me, why not send a diplomat? Someone trained for this sort of thing.
The Cabinet wants progress, and wants it quickly. You're already far more familiar with the situation than any diplomat would be. There's also no diplomat alive that can claim they helped keep a cadre of Terrormorphs off the embassy doorsteps. The Cabinet was unanimous. They want you.
Tell me what I'm getting first and I'll consider it. If you're sure that's the wisest course of action, I can't be a representative. I'm just some Vanguard nobody. Damn it.
The very next item on my list. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
What do I get for being a UC citizen?
It has its perks. Only citizens can purchase property in the city. We also pay reduced prices on most goods and services across the UC. There's also a credit disbursement when you first join. Help get you on your feet. But above all, you'd become a dedicated part of the greatest faction in the galaxy. If you're willing to help us, we can open that door.
Yeah, you can count me in. All I heard was credits.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
The next time Terrormorphs rear their ugly heads,
Cool.
UC is going to be ready.
Completed Eyewitness.
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that data.
And now we got a new mission. Friends like these. Let's make sure that's the active one. Yeah, it is. Speak to Deputy McIntyre.
What? Oh, sorry, just Terrormorph attack.
Alright everyone, so we're gonna go ahead and stop here.
I'm lucky to still be here.
And during our next video, we're gonna go ahead and start the new mission. Friends like these. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Thanks for watching this video today from ChnkySlothGaming. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more playthroughs and future gameplay content. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like and leave us a comment. And if you haven't already, be sure to follow us on social media, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. And as always, thanks for hanging around, and we'll see you on the next one.